Over the last few decades, Grants Pen and St. Andrew has experienced many vicious gun wars, and according to some elderly residents, the community is under threat of returning to those dark days. The residents on Wednesday told the Free Flow Chat they trust that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, will not allow those unwanted conditions to return to the community. The area became slightly tense following the shooting death of 45-year-old businessman, Omar Romy Wright, by unknown assailants around 10:40 p.m. on June 7 on Shortwood Road in St. Andrew. Things, however, got tenser exactly 1 month later on July 7, following an early morning gun attack on dancehall entertainer Jashi and members of his entourage, as they drove out from a party venue on Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew. 6 members of the group, who had earlier celebrated Jashi's 22nd birthday, were shot and injured by unknown assailants in the incident. Jashi, who was in the pickup truck that was shot up, escaped unharmed. Most of the members of the entourage were said to be residents of Grants Pen. Since the shooting on Jashi's birthday, the elderly in the community have grown concerned about the tension that has developed. One elderly man claimed that since the shooting outside the club, there have been all guns out because people don't know whom to trust. The bad vibes are building up again. We are upset. Every gun rises at night time. Everybody considers what is going on. We just keep our eyes open, the man said. Another male senior citizen claimed that the entire community is tense and has been regularly visited by the police since the incident outside the club. The whole place tense and we don't know what is happening. Every minute police come around here to walk around and search, he said. One woman lamented that Jashi's relatives have not been able to enjoy peace of mind in the comfort of their homes due to what has been happening. Another elderly man who was also perturbed by the recent happenings, said he was concerned Grants Pen could become a war zone like Haiti. We don't want to live like we are in Haiti. We want the place to come back to what it is supposed to be. The good thing is that I don't think this can mash up the place, still. The police are not going to allow it. Based on what things were like in the past, they won't allow it to go back there. Other people harbored the fear that Grants Pen could be put under a curfew. We can't bother with knowing that by 6 o'clock come in Grants Pen, you have to lock up and go. Dem time they did, he said, while his friend recalled how Grants Pen experienced some wicked times. The friend added, you hear how the place is quiet, if the war starts, you won't believe it. They are some dangerous people. A customs officer who allegedly failed to disclose E17 bank accounts that she held from 2018 to 2020 is to be charged with breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act, CPA, and the Integrity Commission Act, ICA. In a ruling released on Tuesday, Keisha Prince Kamika, the director of the corruption prosecution at the commission, said upon careful consideration she determined that the customs officer, Seda Hoylet, should be charged for breaches of Section 15(2)(b) of the Corruption Prevention Act and Section 43(2)(a) of the Integrity Commission Act for knowingly making a false statement in a statutory declaration. In a report tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, the Commission's Director of Investigation, DI, Kevin Stevenson said a probe was launched after it was alleged that Hoylet failed to disclose certain assets in her statutory declarations filed for periods ending December 31, 2016, to December 31, 2020. The evidence gathered from various financial institutions showed that Ms. Hoylet held 21 bank accounts during the period 2016 to 2020 which were not disclosed in her statutory declarations, said Stevenson. Notwithstanding the foregoing, 4 of the referenced accounts were closed within the year they were opened, prior to the close of the respective filing periods, 2020 and 2018. For this reason, only 17 of the 21 accounts formed part of the DI's considerations in respect of the fines made herein, added Stevenson. Haitians who landed in Jamaica seem set to be deported. It is appearing more certain that the 37 Haitians who landed on the coast of Portland on Monday will be charged with illegal entry and deported to their troubled homeland. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Kamina Johnson-Smith on Wednesday used a post-cabinet media briefing to indicate that while the Ministry of National Security is the lead agency dealing with the Haitians, it is unlikely that they will be allowed to stay. We have not taken a fixed policy position in respect of Haitians' arrivals in Jamaica, but, at this point in time we know that we are creatures of international law and we are always guided by that in terms of rules of asylum and refugee status. There has been no claim made in either category by the persons who have arrived and therefore they are being treated as illegal entrants because this is the capacity within which they have arrived, said Johnson-Smith. The matter will be discussed further, but at this point in time there is no overarching position that is taken in respect of Haitians' arrivals in Jamaica at this time other than we are guided by international law and domestic laws as they stand, said Johnson-Smith in response to a question from a member of the media. Earlier Johnson-Smith had told the media briefing that the 37 Haitians are now receiving attention to their needs by the respective arms of the government. The Ministry of National Security leads on these matters. They are acknowledged at this point as illegal immigrants and they are housed in comfortable circumstances. I understand that the Ministry of National Security will have that information as to their exact location. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, I understand, has now completed its health examinations and everyone there is in good health. They are being fed and taken good care of and further decisions and announcements will be made in terms of the ultimate treatment of this body of persons in due course, said Johnson-Smith. There have been speculation, mainly on social media, that the 3 girls, 5 boys, 5 women and 24 men, who arrived in the island by a canoe roughly 18 feet long, would have been allowed to stay in the island because of the political, social and economic turmoil in their country. The Haitians did not give a reason for fleeing their country, but it has been speculated that they were trying to get to the United States and drifted to Boston Beach, Portland, where they were assisted by residents. They were reportedly fleeing the long-running civil unrest which has made life challenging in their country. In May, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres described Haiti as a tragic situation, noting that a number of people have been killed, several are unable to live their lives and that the country also faces dramatic food insecurity. The UN Integrated Office in Haiti, BINU, said in the month of April alone more than 600 people were killed in violence in the country's capital. This follows the killing of at least 846 people in the first 3 months of 2023. BINU said that overall the number of victims of killings, injuries and kidnappings increased by 28% in the first quarter of the year, with a total of 1,634 cases reported. Last week, CARICOM member states called for global multinational security support with the appropriate jurisdictional mandate, aimed at restoring peace and stability in Haiti. Speaking on behalf of CARICOM during the United Nations Security Council meeting on Haiti last Thursday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the regional integration movement is urging a UN Security Council resolution to this effect as soon as possible. It is our duty to give hope to those suffering in Haiti. While we all express solidarity, it is meaningless without urgent action. Let us help our brothers and sisters in Haiti to finally achieve the peace, stability and prosperity that they deserve, said Holness. Peace, stability and prosperity are not mere aspirations of the Haitian people, but are their inherent rights. The international community must continue to do its part to assist the people of Haiti as they endeavor to find a lasting solution, Holness added. He said it is imperative to move beyond the rhetoric of solidarity with Haiti to implement strategic and targeted action that will allow the nation to make tangible progress. Church murder trial hinges on hitman's testimony. Duncan's, Trelawney. There is uncertainty over whether the murder trial stemming from the church pew slaying of a banker will be able to proceed on Thursday as the Crown waits to hear whether the convicted hitman will testify for the prosecution. Up to Wednesday afternoon, the prosecutor was still waiting for word on whether White Prince Bingham will take the stand. When we commenced the trial, Mr. Bingham pleaded guilty. We had been speaking to counsel who appeared for Bingham before the arraignment. Since the guilty plea we have continued to do so because we remain hopeful. And we wanted to get to a place. And quite frankly, we are not at that place now, said the prosecutor. I made a request to Bingham's Counsel has indicated that he will get back to me this Wednesday afternoon. It is with that in mind, to borrow a phrase from you, my lord, come tomorrow it will be eggs or young ones, the prosecutor added. Last Monday Bingham pleaded guilty to pumping 4 shots into 51-year-old Andrea Garwood as she worshipped inside the Agape Christian Fellowship Church in Falmouth, Trelawney on Sunday, January 31, 2021. He will be sentenced on July 25. Bingham's testimony is now vital to the case against Lo Garwood's stepson, Javon Janoy Garwood, who has been accused of paying for the hit. He has pleaded not guilty to murder and accessory to murder before the fact. On Wednesday the court heard evidence from Lo Garwood's son, Andre Williams, who identified her body at the funeral home. Testimony was also provided by Corporal Alwyn Robinson, who was part of the team that first arrived at the murder scene. Robinson told the court that when he arrived at the church he saw Lo Garwood on the floor, 4 spent shells close to her body. He also said 2 individuals at the scene gave him 2 cellular phones. In earlier trials, testimony was presented that the shooter's cell phone fell from him and was abandoned at the scene. About 10:37 a.m. I saw a crowd gathered at the Agape Christian Fellowship Church. Persons were there signaling us to stop. The driver immediately stopped and I alighted in a technical manner. In entering the church I saw the lady lying on her back, clad in a purple dress, Robinson told the court under oath. Also on Wednesday, 23-year-old Leon Hines continued with his second day of testimony. In March 2021, he admitted that he was the getaway driver at the time of the shooting that sent churchgoers scurrying for cover. He has been sentenced to 6 years in prison. This was after he turned Crown witness and agreed to provide evidence against both his co-accused Garwood, who is being represented by attorneys at law Claudine Coleman and Lorenzo Eccleston, is to return to court on Thursday for the continuation of his trial. The matter is being presided over by Chief Justice Brian Sykes. A 7-member jury has been impaneled.